Hello student, we will start the functions of mitochondria. In last lecture, we have to study the structure of mitochondria. And this is the function of mitochondria. Which functions are there in mitochondria? The mitochondria performs most important functions such as oxidation, dehydrogenation, oxidative phosphorylation, and respiratory chain of the cell. Their structure and enzymatic system are fully adapted for their different functions. They are the actual respiratory organs of the cells where the food stuff, that is carbohydrates and fats, are completely oxidized into CO2 and H2O during the biological oxidation. Their structure and enzymatic system are fully adapted for their different functions. They are the actual respiratory organs of the cells where the food stuff, that is carbohydrates and fats, are completely oxidized into CO2 and H2O during the biological oxidation of the carbohydrates and fats. Large amount of energy is released, which is utilized by the mitochondria for synthesis of the energy rich compound known as adenosine triphosphate, ATP, because mitochondria synthesize energy rich compound ATP. These are also known as powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is known as powerhouse of cell to storage the energy. Motility, concentration, biosynthesis of the cell material, active transport, transmission of impulses, bioluminescence, all these are converted into ATP plus spent form O2 mitochondria exit out CO2 and H2O, exhaust carbohydrates, fat, fuels, ATP charged. Diagrammatic representation of the energy liberation in the mitochondria and its utilization in various cellular functions. The inner membrane subunits or elementary particles of the mitochondria, like tennis racket body or particles of 70 to 100 angstrom unit diameter. The particular particles are regularly placed at the distance of 100 angstrom unit, and each remains attached with the inner membrane of the mitochondria by a short stem stalk or pedicles of 35 to 50 angstrom unit length. These particles may be 10 raised to 4 to 10 raised to 5 in number in each mitochondria and are called as the elementary particles, F1 particles, or inner membrane subunits. Usually, the inner membrane subunit occurs in the thickness of inner mitochondrial membrane. The inner membrane subunit contains all enzymes for electron transport system and for oxidative phosphorylation, hence named as electron transport particles or ETP. Persons in 1963, now Rackers in 1967, show that the F1 particles represent a special ATPase or ATP synthesized are involved in the process of oxidation and phosphorylation. Chemical composition. Chemical mitochondria contains 65 to 70% proteins. 65 to 70% proteins, 25 to 30% lipids, 0.5 to 0.52% RNA and small amount of DNA. The lipid contents of the mitochondria composed of 90% phospholipids, lecithin and cephalin, 5% or less cholesterol and 5% free fatty acids and triglyceride. The outer mitochondrial membrane contains the comparatively large amount of phospholipids and cardiolipin proteins. Main function is oxidation, dehydration, oxidative phosphorylation and respiratory chain of the cell, and it is commonly known as the mitochondria is powerhouse of cell to storage the energy and time to supply the whole body organs and cell to cell and tissues also. This is the functions of mitochondria. Okay, thank you.